Bills trying to pull out some heroics.
They go to push him over the goal line, and he is in. The Eagles get a taste of their own medicine with a tush push. Bills need the two-point conversion for the win. Allen fires to the end zone, and he misses.
It comes down to us executing, making one more play than they did, and we didn't make that last play. Had to make that last play.
All right, we're in the middle of this game here. Always tough to go to Buffalo and win with the extreme weather conditions. Eagles do it by allowing just 12 points, second fewest by any road team at Buffalo in the last 5 years. The defense helped carry an Eagles offense that went ice cold in the second half. They had 16 total yards on their offensive side in the second half and won. After the game, here was Nick Sirianni on another tough offensive showing.
You know, we have to do a better job of helping them be in positions to succeed. I got to help. I put it on myself. I got to help, you know, with some things there, with some things that I know we want to get called. You know, Kevin did a good job in that first half, but I got to help in that second half a little bit, getting some things that we want to get called there. And then, you know, in execution, it's everything, right?
Sal Paolantonio sent me a notice that he had said that because he thought it was significant. Sort of the first time Nick Sirianni has made comments like that about his sort of embattled offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are. In the second half, the Philadelphia Eagles had 16 total offensive yards, -2 net yards in their passing game, and won. So my question to you, Rex, is look, they find a way to win. They are unbelievable. They're in the first half, they looked like a championship team. But is that offense that we saw yesterday good enough to defend their Super Bowl championship?
No, their offense certainly isn't, but their defense certainly is. And so to me, I just think, look, number one, I got to say this. I love that by Nick Sirianni.
What he said.
Yes. And why? Because you're the head coach. You're the guy that takes the bullets, and he's taking the bullets. That really hasn't been necessarily the case over the years. So I think he's grown as a head coach. And I think that was tremendous. Okay? Put it on you when it doesn't go well. Give all the credit to the players and your assistants when it goes well. So I love that from him. That tells me that he's got more leadership than I think people give him credit.
Right.
Okay? Now, with that being said, he does need to step up and take more responsibility in this offense. Things that I would like to see: get the quarterback underneath, absolutely, 100%. Run the football, yes, and the play action. But you need to get the quarterback involved in the run game. And why I say that is this young man has tailback skills. Tailback skills. All right, I don't understand. Like, he is as strong as most tailbacks in this league. Give him. He's the guy, the X factor. It is hard to create defenses around a quarterback that can run the ball. I think they need to step up. I would give this guy 10 carries in the playoffs every single game.
So, Dan, I mean, what do we see from that offense? Yeah. The whole game, I'm looking at their numbers here. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, their defense is supposed to be their Achilles heel. You're supposed to be able to run on them at will. Again, the Eagles had nothing in the second half.
Okay, let me say this. I love where Buffalo's defense is heading. Buffalo's run defense has improved over the last 4 or 6 weeks. They're young players. They got one of the best cover units in football. So I think there's credit to Buffalo's defense. I love where it's heading. In regards to Philly's offense, you never kept the defense for Buffalo off balance. What do I mean by that? 5 drives in the second half. Okay, the first and the third drive we're going to take out, but here's this drive. This is the second drive of the second half. They go pass, pass, pass. So 3 straight passes against that defense. And then you go to their final 2 drives. They go run, run, pass, run, run, pass. And so this is the stretch of 3 straight passes, but then the final 2 drives, run, run. You get 2 or 3 yards, run, 2 or 3 yards, and then you're in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. So you never kept this defense off balance, and that's kind of where they lost that rhythm. In the first half, I loved so many of the things that they did, but in the second half, there was this, you know, I often say, Greeny, don't call plays, you got to call the game.
Yeah.
And it was like calling plays. And when you line up against I think Buffalo's defense played very good. When you line up against the defense and you go pass, 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 against the best secondary in football right now, coverage-wise, or then you go run, run, pass, you're kind of in a predictable way playing into the hands of the defense.
Where do we sit with Philly right now?
Well, to me, they're so much more dangerous when Jalen Hurts is running the ball. And I just wonder if they've been saving him for this time of the year. And now that the playoffs are upon us, you can unleash this X factor weapon that makes your offense so much more dynamic. And the defense has really stepped up and is playing at a great level, good enough for them to win and make an extended postseason run. This team can win with its defense. So if the offense can elevate a little bit with Jalen Hurts running more, a lot seems possible in Philly.
Absolutely, and I think it's critical for this team to get the number 2 seed.
Okay.
And the reason for it is, when's the last time you saw Philly get beat in a playoff game at home?
It's been a very
I
long
can't
time.
remember. I literally can't remember. I remember 2 Super Bowl runs. All right.
I think Seattle beat them like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but that literally,
long,
like,
yeah.
like it's crazy.
A different incarnation of this team.
Yeah.
Yes, and when they play at home, boy, that defense gets brave, and they are really good. And I think there's a comfort level that Hurts has playing at home as well. Now, so to me, that's critical. Shefty, you hit it right on the head because I think they must be holding it back. You know, you want to keep your quarterback healthy and things, but my gosh, he is such a weapon as a runner.
Yeah,
You got to use him.
See, but the first half, they were so good. 174 yards. I loved they ran under center play action. They actually had 13 personnel run. I thought Jalen Hurts was elite when it comes to his pocket management, which is something that's kind of been hit or miss for over the past couple of years. It was probably the best of the management of the pocket he's had all season long. I just think in the second half, their first drive, they ran a one-man route on first down, not there, negative run on second down. And then they had that backed up drive where you're trying to be cautious and protect against the negative
they're on
play.
the 1 yard line.
Other than that, that's why Nick Sirianni's comments of like, hey, we're a little bit too predictable in the play calling in some of those drives.
So let's put the 2 games together. We started with the game last night and this game here. Let's put it together. Remind you again, if you didn't see it late last night, down 4 points with a second and goal with 4 seconds left. Caleb Williams was unable to find Jahdae Walker in the end zone. Again, this was the crazy, frenetic final play of what was an unbelievable game in San Francisco. In the end, as that ball falls just short, it sets up Seattle and San Francisco for the top seed in the NFC on Saturday. Let's show you where everything stands right now. Again, we have that game Saturday night. We also have the game that will decide the NFC South. Dan Orlovsky, you'll be doing that game between Tampa and Carolina. So we got 2 great games coming away on Saturday, but that's where everything sits. Eagles and Bears, the 2 seed gets decided next week. Look at the plummet that happens to the loser of Seattle and San Francisco. The winner is the 1 seed. The loser falls down into the wild card spot. Could be the 5 or the 6, depending on how it all falls. Same thing that we saw last year. So, Shefty, as we look at the big picture of the NFC right now, what stands out to you the most?
To me, this game on Saturday night is just a hugely important game. The Rams almost don't have a lot of motivation now. Am I missing something right now? You could almost rest next week, take your bye.
Yes, you want motivate. Yes, you want to be the 5 seed if you're the Rams.
Based upon your first round opponent, perhaps, if you're the 5 seed, you get the winner of the NFC South versus whichever team, Eagles or Bears, you might prefer.
But my
to play
point is, these teams that aren't getting a bye can use this last week to get certain guys healthy. Like Devontae Adams wouldn't be playing next week if the Rams are in the spot. They're just not going to do that.
Very quickly, also, for those of you who didn't stay up super late last night, Luther Burden got carted off the field after the final play of that game, but the news is good.
Yeah, he was carted off, and they did test after the game. Quad injury. Don't think it's serious, and that's one of those situations where you have to see how he is this week, but I could see them resting him next week and bring him back for the playoffs.
Okay, one thing I got to say about this is fascinating to me.
Go.
All year long, we talked about how the Rams are the best team in the NFC. And if not them, certainly the Seattle Seahawks. Not one time during this season did we ever say that about San Francisco.
Right.
And quite honestly, I'm still not saying it. I love their offense. I love the coach and all that. I just don't think this defense is championship caliber. I think they're going to face one in the Seattle Seahawks in this last game.
What is it? When you talk about championship caliber defenses, you think of Seattle, you think of Philly, you think of the Rams.
That's correct.
You think of those other teams, but you don't think of the 49ers generating little pass rush like they did last night. But yet, here they are. They might be the 1 seed with a path to not have to travel again anywhere this season, even if they got to the Super Bowl.
I'd be shocked if the NFC representative isn't from the West. I would be
one of those 3 teams.
Absolutely floored. The 2 hottest offenses going into the playoffs are the Rams and San Francisco. Everybody wants to avoid Seattle and Philly's defense. This is where the matchups are going to, and the seeding will actually matter. If you can avoid having to play one of those 3 teams early on somehow, do it. because you don't want to play Seattle's defense and you don't want to play the Rams and San Francisco's offense.
Well, look, we know the 7 teams that are going to be in. We don't know the order necessarily, but you talked about the 3 teams on defense that you trust. The 49er defense is just banged up, I mean, beyond recognition. The Bears defense, they turn the ball over, but they're not good at all.
Right.
The Packers are sliding right now. They're sort of skidding into
Injuries.
the playoffs right now because of the injuries. They haven't won since they lost Micah Parsons and all the rest of that. So if we're going to believe in the Rex Ryan philosophy that defense is what winds up getting you there.
Defense and running the football football.
Those are the 3 teams that you believe can do it. The Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers.
Well,
the
Philly,
the Eagles. And the Eagles.
Yeah,
You're
not
buying
the Niners.
Eagles with
I'm definitely buying the
-2
Eagles.
passing yards.
I'm going to buy them because of that defense. And later, I can't wait later in the show to talk about how impressed I was with that defense. When you talk about not forcing, Josh Allen had no pass attempts outside the pie.
Right.
We'll show you why later.
This is
incredible.
the only chance you have to have success against Philly's defense is your boundary receiver has to be a superstar, because what they're doing now is Philly takes the philosophy that Quinyon Mitchell is the best corner in football, and they're just putting Quinyon into the boundary often. He's covering the guy one-on-one, and it allows everybody on their defense to, like, focus on the rest of the half of the field. They're the best tackling defensive football with Seattle. Once again, it's a very difficult defense to consistently have success against.
Final word.
No, final word is that the Eagles are a hell of a lot better than people think. And I get it. The offense has struggled, but this is a championship caliber defense again.
With Jalen Carter healthy.
Playing at home is going to be critical.
Okay, we'll see. Again, the 2 and the 3 between the Bears and the Eagles is one of the things that is still to be decided. Meanwhile, the biggest thing still to be decided is going to happen in the AFC North. The Steelers' season hangs by a thread after Aaron and the offense struggled against the Browns in a major way. And was the reason for their defeat a player that wasn't there? We'll answer that question next.